All right, how's everyone doing tonight? Wow, it's an honor to be here. An honor to be playing at the Velvet Note tonight. I'm from New York, so it's great to be down in Georgia. Huge thank you to Tamara Fuller for this opportunity. And yeah, it's just a very special night. Let's give a round of applause for John and Tim, an amazing rhythm section. And we have a very special guest tonight. For those of you, I'm sure everyone here knows who Grant Green was, but Grant Green is one of my biggest heroes and biggest inspirations. And tonight we're going to be playing all arrangements of tunes that Grant played. And tonight we have the great Grant Green Jr. here, Grant's son. It's a huge honor. And Grant will come up and we'll have a Q&A for a little bit, and then Grant will play with us as well. We just played Oleo, Grant Green's arrangement of Oleo. Check that out, please. It's on one of my favorite records with Grant with Sonny Clark. And before then, we also played another selection from that record called It Ain't Necessarily So. So thank you so much for listening. It's an honor, and we're excited to play for you. Thank you.
Hello.
Sal. Go for B flat blues. All right, so now I'm going to ask Grant a couple questions about his father. Well, Grant, what were some of your earliest memories of your father?
Well, some of my earliest memories of him was actually of him being silly. My dad was a complete jokester. You know what I mean? And he always likes, always liked to have fun and crack jokes with people. And he had quite a sense of humor. You know, I remember one time he was playing with our dog and chasing the dog around the house like a kid would do, chasing the dog. And the next thing I heard is boom, 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 boom. And look, he done fell down the stairs. Upside down, down the stairs. And I was like, all right, are you all right? He said, yeah, I got to make sure I didn't break my picking finger, you know what I mean? But no, he was very childlike with me, because I guess, I was a young teenager coming up, and I guess he always wanted to stay young. And I guess that's how you stay young, But like Beto asked me earlier today, he asked me, did my dad ever sit down and teach me anything on the guitar? And the answer is no, because he never wanted me to be a musician. He wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. So he never taught me anything on the guitar. I learned by going to his gigs and being his roadie and watching him play. Then I would go home and I would mimic everything I saw him do. I would mimic it, you know what I mean? And that's how I actually learned how to play by watching. So he did teach me in a way. He did teach me, but he never sat down physically and teach me, you know what I mean? So, any questions?
Well, that's one more and then we'll open it up.
Who were some musicians who your dad talked about to you, or were his biggest inspirations, you would say? I think we talked about it earlier, but.
My dad was a huge fan of horn players. He loved Charlie Parker. He was a huge horn player fan. I mean, and like we talked about earlier, if you listen to his playing, you can hear the horn influence all through his playing. His approach was never like a guitar approach. It was definitely more of a horn approach, the way he approached his instrument. But he also loved all types of music too. He liked everybody from James Brown to the Beatles. Matter of fact, he did "I Want to Hold Your Hand" by the Beatles, a bossa nova version of it. So he loved everything. And I used to get into a lot of arguments with cats about this, because sometimes they would say, well, if it ain't jazz, it's not music. And I tend to disagree with that, because if you think about it, all your pop tunes from the 40s and 50s are jazz standards. Yep. So I think that kind of washes that. You can make you can make anything a standard. That's how it's played. You know what I mean? That kind of destroyed that argument with guys with me. But he listened to a lot of stuff, and I listened to a lot of stuff, especially growing up in Motown in Detroit. I got a chance to listen to a lot of Motown stuff, and sometimes my dad would come down and say, "Hey man, what you listen to?" I'm listening to Yes. Led Zeppelin or something. What you listen to? But that's all. But he liked all type of music.
I guess I didn't think about this, but any questions from the audience for Grant?
Did you get to perform with your dad?
Yes, I did. When he did the album for CTI, the main attraction, it was actually more the funky. It was kind of disco, to be truthful. I actually played rhythm guitar in his band. You know what I mean? So, and it was so funny. It was a funny thing, He would say, "Oh, I'm gonna feature my son. He's gonna take a solo right here," and my fingers would turn to wood because I was so intimidated by him, because everything I played was him. You know what I mean? So it would turn to wood. But yeah, but before that, we played together once for my grandfather. My grandfather made us sit down and play something together. We played for my grandfather. Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about the connection between your father and George Benson?
Okay, George Benson. George Benson was a huge fan of my father. George Benson was, his idols was my father in West Montgomery, was George Benson's idol. I can remember George Benson coming over the house. I was telling you this story. He had a 1969 Gold Grand Prix, pulling a U-Haul trailer. That's how he got to his gigs back then, before Breezing came around. You know, but yeah, George Benson was a huge, and if you listen to early George, you hear a lot of my old man in early George, in some early George Benson playing. You hear a lot of Grant Green and West Montgomery in early George Benson's playing. But yeah, he actually influenced a lot of people. I just found out the other day. A cousin of mine told me that somebody asked Walter Becker who his favorite guitar player was, and he said Grant Green. You know what I mean? And which makes sense because Steely Dan was, you know, they had a lot of jazz influence in their playing. So that definitely made a lot of sense to me. Anybody else?
Are you the only sibling who's musical?
I'm the only sibling that's musical. I'm the only one that stayed with it. I had two brothers that kind of played. They wanted to play drums, but they didn't stick with it. I loved the instrument so much that I just stuck with it, and I'm glad I did it. It's taken me all over the world, just having this thing under my arms. You know, it's taking me to places that I would have never seen if I didn't have it under my arm. That's for sure. So it's been a blessing.
What was your favorite performance that you got to see for whatever reason?
My famous performance of all time, well, you guys, I'm gonna tell you something. This is so funny. My favorite performance of all time that I actually saw was at Avery Fisher Hall, and I saw B.B. King. And he did Every Day I Had the Blues, and it was like in 1980 something. And the horn section was kicking. Boy, they got me up out of my seat. They got me up and out of it because that band just swung so hard. You know what I mean? And that was one of the best performances that I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of great ones, but that one made me get out of my seat.
What do you want to be remembered about your father's music and his legacy?
Well, what is his influences? You know, how many musicians and people that his music has influenced. We're actually, I don't know if I told you this, but we just found some 4 new songs that was never released on my father, live in Cleveland. So it's a live recording, and we're doing a documentary about it. And so I'll probably get you on the documentary to talk about them too. But we're gonna, obviously we're gonna interview a lot of guitar players. But what somebody brought something else to my attention, what I didn't realize is that he is also one of the most sampled guitar players by a lot of hip hop artists. Yes, yeah. I mean, Tribe Called Quest, Madonna sampled him, which is like insane. And I didn't even know this. You know, I mean, I knew about some of the hip hop guys, but yeah, I mean, so it kind of changed. So I guess we're gonna just be doing more than guitar players with the interviews, but mostly guitar players. Did I listen to? Oh, I listen to everything. My last album I did, it was called Thank You, Mr. Bacharach. I'm a huge Burt Bacharach fan. And my last album I just did was all Burt Bacharach music, and it was a wonderful experience. And I got to do something that I've always wanted to do. One of my favorite Burt Bacharach songs, I have many of them, but one of my favorites is Alfie. I just always loved that song. You know, da-ba-da-ba-dee-da-doo. And I got a chance to do it with a string quartet, and it just came out perfect. It was just one of the Burt Bacharach to me is just one of the greatest writer of our time, my time. I'm not going back to like, you know, the 50s and 40s. Obviously, you had all those great writers back then. But I mean, from Alfie to Promises. I mean, when you listen to a song like Promises, da ba da da ba da da ba dee do da ba da da ba da da, and the chord changes, they are not your average pop chord changes. Alfie is not your average pop changes. Matter of fact, Alfie will trick you when you try to learn it. So it's not your average pop. And another one of his standards, another one which we consider a jazz standards, is Wives and Lovers. So it was a no-brainer for me to record that album, and that was. So I listened to a lot of stuff. I love Burt Bacharach. I've never been in one genre. I'm all over the place. So I like a bunch of different stuff.
Where do you look for inspiration when you work on a creative block?
What? Excuse me?
Where do you look or where do you find inspiration when you feel that you have a creative block?
Well, when I get like a creative block, I actually go back and I listen to older stuff, a lot of the older stuff. It kind of relaxes me. It takes me back to a different time, and it takes you back to a time where you were basically learning your craft when you go back. So I listen to a lot of the. I go back and I listen to a lot of the earlier stuff because it gives me inspiration, So, and it gives me. It gives me, a little bit. It gives me something to shoot for. Is going back and listening to it. I actually, and again, this is not just jazz. This is all types of music. You know what I mean? The other day I happened to put on what's going on album, and I just realized how great that album was at that time. Nobody was playing chord changes and stuff like that. Now, we look at it as musicians. I mean, now and say, well, yeah, it was good, but it was different back then. It was totally different. And when you listen to some of the stuff that they're singing about, it's still relevant today. That's a great artist.
You ever be influenced by Joe Pass?
Oh, I love Joe Pass. Joe Pass was one. Let me tell you something, man. That cat used to do some solo stuff that would just take your head off.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, he really was. He was a great player, and he didn't play like normal guys. Most of us, we use picks and stuff. He used fingers. You know what I mean? And he was just the chord and melody things that he could do was really phenomenal. Yeah, there's a lot of there are so many great jazz players. I don't want to keep running off them out, but I remember once I was in Toronto and I heard this guy playing guitar, and he was really killing it. And I was like, man, who is this guy? And then I went to this club to see what it was, and he was playing this Telecaster. You know what it was? Ed Bickert. You ever heard of Ed Bickert? Yeah. It was Ed Bickert. Wow. And he was playing all this stuff. And you thought he was playing a guitar like that.
Yeah, but he's playing a Telecaster.
He was playing a Telecaster. I was like, wow, he can get that sound out of a Telecaster. So yeah, there are tons of guitar players that I like. I mean, jazz players. I love Pat Martino. You know what I mean? To Pat Metheny, John Scott. Everybody. I like people who, when you hear them, you know who they are. I think that's the most important part of being a player and a musician. Is when a person hears you on a record, they can say, oh, I know who that is, that's so-and-so, I recognize that. If you heard my dad, you know that's my dad. If you heard West, you know that was West. If you heard George, you know that was George. I like to listen to those guys when I hear them. I know who they are because, you know what I mean? Because it's hard to be original and be different because so much stuff has been played. You know what I mean? But anyway, any other questions? Yeah.
Let's go around applause for Grant Green. Do you want to play Wives and Lovers?
No, you play it. I'm That's a good tune, though.
What do you want to play some more?
Let's see.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh, wait, we already did it. We already did it,
B
didn't we?
flat?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We can do this now.
Is that too much reverb?
Yeah, can we turn down the reverb a little bit? Yeah, no reverb actually. Yeah, possibly. It's a little too much actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, cool. Let's try. One, B flat blues. 1, 2, 1, 1. Let's give a big round of applause, Grant Green Jr. And we're going to play one more and then take a short break and then go to the second set. Is that correct? Is that cool? All right. Once again, let's give a huge round of applause for John and Tim. Amazing rhythm section. Give a big round of applause for the Velvet Note. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Benno Marmur. We're going to play one more. Maybe somewhere in the night.
Thank you.